Well, hello, my friends. Welcome back. We are super excited to connect with you. It's Wednesday, so that means Beth and I were here once again. If this is your first time watching us, well, we do this every Wednesday, and we have here a great conversation that we want to share with you. Today, we're going to talk about how to optimize your website for art collectors, which is a topic I just released a new mini course on that, and I want to share just one of the many things that I share on that with you. So, Beth, how are you doing today? Let's start there. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Woo! It's Wednesday, and I'm happy to be here. Happy to connect with everyone watching. Thank you for watching. Be sure to share our videos with your friends because I know that we get a lot of great comments. A lot of people love the content we share. So spread the love, you guys.
Spread the love, absolutely. And the Instagram is the easiest. Just click on that little airplane, share to your stories, and boom, there we go. That's all. That's all. That would be really great. Well, before our friends do the sharing thing, right? It's like, well, let me hear it first. Let me see if I can share it if I want to share it. So we gotta earn their share. So we're gonna do that right now. Well, we have talked about websites before here in our conversations, and this past week I just I sit down and I created a really in-depth kind of a mini course on how to really optimize as an artist your website for art collectors, right? So not only that they come and they love it, but that they keep coming back, right?
Mhm.
And so I looked at a lot of things. I showed some samples of, why something should be done, and kind of looking. A lot of times when we sit down to design our website or re-optimize our artist website, we're looking at it with the framework of the artist, right? I'm the artist looking at it, and that's kind of like the choices I'm making are based because I'm an artist, and the other things that I see other artists do, right? And therefore I should do the same thing. And so one of the things that I want to share with you today, my friend, is one little I wouldn't say trick, but one little update that even if you have already a website, can also help your collectors imagine their artwork in their home. So that's the whole idea, that's the whole premise. And I'm sure, Beth, just like me, you have visited a lot of artists' websites, and because we are always curious and we always, love to also give feedback on the artists that we're working with about websites and things like that. What is one thing, Beth? Let me ask you that when you go to an artist website, what is one of the things that you look for?
Well, the first thing I notice is like, is any of this actually for sale? Because you get to the homepage and it feels like it's not a e-commerce site.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think, and then it's hard to actually find where things are for sale or if they're available. Sometimes there's nothing listed. It's just a portfolio. So I think that this is going to be a great conversation today because there's a lot we can learn about how to position ourselves and our work to attract collectors.
Yes, and I think that's a really good one. That's actually something that I mentioned in the video about how often, um, we have no idea what's available and what's not from the collector perspective. So you're an art collector, you're looking for an artwork. Maybe I've been following Beth on social media, like, well, I just moved to a new home. I'm ready to get that big painting from Beth that I think is going to look really amazing. That I go to Beth's website, I have no clue. First of all, what's available, where to get it, how to get it. Now I need to go to a contact form and send you some weird message and like what to say, right? So those are some of the big obstacles that a lot of times we don't think about because we as artists, we're just focused on how pretty, how amazing, or how well designed the website look. How many pixels from the left that image is. The collector care less how many pixels from that title the image is. So one of the things that that I recently updated on my website, and I've been testing it out, and it's been working also really good, is the idea of creating a page what I call living with art.
Mm.
Living with art. It's like this idea of, when you're going to buy a home, and you're looking at the home listings or an apartment or something like that, you always love to see the home with furniture. Even though it's not your own furniture, it just gives you an idea of how it's like to live in that place, right? With a couch, with a sofa, with things that we all live with, right? And so, for example, I pulled up my website here. So here's my artist gallery page, right, where you can see the artwork. So Yvette was coming into my website right now and looking and say, oh, that's interesting. But
Mm.
and you can, of course, you can click on any artwork. It will tell you if it's available. It will tell you, how to get it and so on. However, like this one is sold already. But however, yeah, the reality is that, but if you're looking at this page, well, just by looking at it, you really don't imagine this necessarily in your home or office, correct? Because you're looking at a portfolio as an index, as a listing. So what I've been recommending artists to do recently is to create a page that's called, or you can call it however you want. I just call it living with art visual inspiration. So in this one, you will actually see samples of how my artwork looks in people's homes or in an office. All of a sudden, Beth, if you're looking at this, right, all of a sudden you can imagine, oh, that's kind of how Sergio may look in my home or in somewhere else, right? And the beautiful thing about this is that, you don't necessarily have to have, hundreds of pictures or one for every artwork. Just a sampler of those things. Have you seen something like that before, Beth, in an artist's website? What do you think of that idea?
I think it's a great idea. I think it's really rare that you see something specific to like visualizing the work in your home. I think you see a lot of those renderings of art in spaces a lot more times on Instagram or social media. Or maybe you have, some beautiful photography of work that's already been installed in someone's home. And so then you have that. But I like the idea of using the pieces that are actually for sale into some home settings so that people can actually see what's been sold, what they can actually buy.
Yes, and something that I love about this is that now we have apps like ArtPlacer and many others that you can easily upload your artwork, pick one of the hundreds of room settings they have, and then you can download it, And it's not the idea of trying to make look like, oh, you have all this work in these amazing, luxurious homes, because it's cool. That's why this page is like visual inspiration, right? You're not saying these are all of them sold. And I love, like what you say, actually you want to put there maybe a combination of some pieces that have been sold in a collector's home, and also pieces that you have for sale so that people can imagine him, all of a sudden. It's like when you look at I love to go, to Borders or, I don't think Borders is around anymore, right? But one of those bookstores, and look at the interior design magazines, and just look at art, right? How art looks in people's homes. It just fascinates me, and we lack that in our websites.
Well, do you know what I did one time? It's for fun. As I took all these interior design magazines, and I like cut out the pages that I really liked of like a couch and an art piece, and then I trimmed out the art out of the thing and I put it over my art and like moved it around so it looked like it was moving, and I put that on Instagram. So as like I did a video of like my piece of paper that I'd cut out like over the art, like moving around. It was really different, and
that is so creative. Yeah, exactly. That's fun. But what that does, more than anything, is helps people visualize our artwork in their home. So this page is one page that anyone can put on their website and have inspiration. In my experience, I've noticed too, like, when I sell an artwork and I ask the collector to send me a picture, if they take a picture, often it's not the best picture. It's crooked. It's not the best lighting. It's, it's not like they hired a photographer to come and do the shot. So like, thanks, but I don't think I'll put that on my website.
Exactly. It's always like really dark and awkward.
So this way, using these apps allows us to do something like this. So this is just kind of one, this is one small thing, but that can do also wonderful things for your collectors who land on your page, who may want to envision, visualize, get inspiration, inspire people with your work, see what it's like to live with your work in their home, in their office, in their place of commerce, so that they can then take the next step and say, actually, this will be something really good. I would love to have, shipped to my house. So that's kind of the whole goal, the whole idea. And my friends, if you enjoy this little one tip, I have many more in that mini course that I created. Just go to my website at theartistnextlevel.com, where you can access, our coaching program and all the other courses that we have. But that one is really good. It's fresh, brand new, and I think it's going to help you out. So
I love it.
Beth, as we wrap it up, tell our friends, where can they find you?
You can find me, here every Wednesday morning with you. So make sure you guys are watching that. I know I talked to some artists and they're like, I made an appointment on my calendar to watch these videos because I know how much they're going to help me. And I love to hear that. So But you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Beth English or my website, bethenglish.com. And I would love to connect with you. So send me a DM or a message. Let me know what's going on in your creative process. Or if you want me to take a look at your work, I would love to see what you're creating. And what about you, Sergio?
Absolutely. You can always find me on Instagram as Sergio Gomez Art on social media. And of course, if you want to check this course on optimizing your website for art collectors, just go to theartistnextlevel.com. So thank you, my friends. We'll see you next Wednesday as usual. And now I think we have earned that little share, right? Share button. So click that share button. We will be really excited. Bye, everybody.
Awesome. Bye.